Welcome to the Dive Heart First podcast, where we clear what has been troubling in the mind so that we can dive into the intelligence of the heart. I'm your host, Jenn Walker, and today we are going to explore a really simple way to understand the brain. So recently I was thinking about tech. And when I buy new tech, it comes with a user manual. And I don't know about you, but every single time I thumb through one of those user manuals, my mind is absolutely blown. Not only for my knowledge and understanding about the product, which increases, but also for the other things I read about it. And I'm always amazed by the different features and benefits that it offers beyond what I thought I was getting. So that got me thinking about the brain. And wouldn't it be great if the brain came with a user manual, as the brain is truly our operating system for our entire life. And the more knowledge and understanding that we have about our brain, the more power we have. And the more power we have with this knowledge and understanding allows us to unlock future benefits and features of that brain. So today we are going to explore a really simple model of understanding the brain in regards to intrusive and invasive thoughts. So to do that, I like to think of the brain in three parts: the top of the brain, middle of the brain, and the bottom of the brain. In the middle of the brain, this is where intrusive and invasive thoughts live. Now, most people, not you and I, of course, but most other people ignore, suppress, avoid, or dismiss these thoughts. When that happens, they just get louder and louder and louder and more frequent. And when that happens, it sends a signal down to the bottom brain and trips off an alarm. And now the bottom brain is, I like to call him a little bit of a drama king. So the bottom brain only has one answer to when that alarm is tripped off. And that answer is, I'm about to die. It freaks out. And as it freaks out, blood is taken away from the top brain as it rushes to the extremities to fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or flop. With that, the top lid of the top brain is flipped off. So the top brain completely comes offline. And it would be in our preference to have the top brain online, because the top brain houses our executive functions, our critical thinking, our rational thought, our attention, our intention, our intuition, our empathy. And it also houses our awareness and something called metacognition. So, what do we do about it? Good news is we're already doing it. So most people ignore, suppress, avoid, or dismiss midbrain thinking, intrusive, invasive thoughts. What we have already started to do is become aware of them, allowing and welcoming them in. As we become aware of them, we're putting this top lid, our top brain, back online, because that's one of its functions. And it is estimated that 90% of thoughts are on repeat. And the greatest thing about that is there is something called neuroplasticity. So the reason why those thoughts in the midbrain are intrusive, invasive, and consistent and on repetition is because they're not being heard. So I always think of like thoughts are a lot like people. We all just want to be seen and heard and witnessed and understood. So as soon as we start to listen and allow these thoughts to be there and just noticing them as we are not our thoughts. We are the wise observer, observing and becoming curious with our thoughts. So just awareness alone allows these thoughts to be heard. And when these thoughts are heard, then all of a sudden they are cleared because they got the message across. So that does a lot. Awareness alone does a lot to clear out this midbrain. Why are we interested in this? Well, when we clear out the midbrain, we have a deeper listening to our intuition. We also have our rational brain online, so we can not only think clear, we can act clear and make better decisions in life. So fantastic. We got our awareness all pumping, but also I mentioned metacognition in this top brain function. So metacognition is thinking about our thinking. So it's taking it one step further and just looking at these thoughts, looking at the purpose of these thoughts. And the purpose of these thoughts come up in the midbrain not to make us feel a certain way. Thoughts don't care if they make you feel good or they make you feel bad. Thoughts arise for one purpose, and it's to get you to do something. And so when we look at that in that way, getting curious with those thoughts and working with metacognition, thinking about thinking, you can ask yourself a certain really powerful question. And that powerful question is there anything for me to do about that right now? And sometimes a thought will arise and it's like, take out the garbage, take out the garbage, take out the garbage. Is there anything for me to do about that right now? Yes. And so you do that. And that's where the thought had value. Also, maybe there has been ruminating about a certain circumstance that happened with another person. Oh, I should have said something different. Oh, I should have done something different. Great. And just looking at that, is there anything for me to do about that right now? Sometimes it'll be a no. It's already done, it's past. And you can just notice that and assert, okay, there's nothing for me to do about that right now. But sometimes, and that will just clear it as is. And sometimes it's like you're ruminating about a past conversation or something that happened. Is there anything for me to do about that right now? And it might be yes. Contact that person, reach out, send a message right now. And as you do things that have value for why the thought is in that midbrain, that action will also clear the midbrain. So that's it for today. That is a really simple way to understand the brain and thoughts. They are not good. They are not bad. They arise for us. Sometimes they're just coming up to come out. So as we listen to our thoughts, the awareness alone, allowing them to be there, will clear them. And then if you want to take it one step further, just ask a simple question with each thought. Is there anything for me to do about that right now? If it's a yes, do it. The action will clear the thought. And if there's nothing to do, assert within yourself, there's nothing for me to do about that right now. And it will also clear it. So this is a really simple way of understanding the brain, and it's also a top-down approach to rewire the brain. So yes, it does take some effort. It does take some awareness to then program this and rewire it in this way. But it's also exciting. So every single time you have a thought, you now know what to do with it. And thoughts have real power. They have real possibility and real messages and signals to places that would be beneficial for you to go. So That's it for today. If you like this, please hit all the buttons. Just go to town on hitting all the buttons. The like, subscribe, the follow, the share, the comment. I love hearing from you. If you have any more questions about this, please ask. If you have any reflections, please put it in. I love it. And that's it. So until next time, thank you so much for spending part of your day here with me. I love you, and go out and have an absolutely tremendous day.